Hey guys, Andy Powers here. I want to share with you a conversation I was having the other day with a coach that was very interesting. I figured that if he had some of those questions, maybe these are some questions that you have too. But he was in a discussion with some other people about the kind of what is the proper finish for the arm? How is it supposed to finish? Now, the first thing I will tell you is that in my experience, that each path that the arm takes as far as throwing a baseball is unique to that individual, and that's based off of bone structure, muscle structure, things that are unique to that individual. So trying to first of all force everybody into the same movements is actually probably doing more harm than good for most of the kids and players that you may be working with, because they're just maybe not simply built to go in the way that you're teaching them to throw. But what we're going to talk about today is actually what happens after you've let go of the ball. That was kind of the primary point of the discussion that we were having. And so I wanted to kind of emphasize a few key points that maybe will help you as well. But for starters, I want to start with what you have right here is the ball on a tee. And the reason I have that is because this is very symbolic of the shoulder capsule structure that every player has. It's like a ball sitting on a tee, which is the ball is your humeral head, the bone right here in the upper part of your arm that connects into this shoulder capsule. That's like the baseball. And the part right here that fits into is like the cup right here of this tee. It's very shallow. And that's what allows our shoulder to be very mobile. It can move in all different kinds of directions because of the shallowness of that cup and that ball and socket joint right there. So that's very beneficial to us when we throw a ball. But what is disadvantageous to us is after we've let go of the ball, especially, it is incredibly violent. And we have to make sure that we're doing everything we can to protect ourselves for long-term health, longevity, and basically performance out of each and every throw. And this doesn't have to be just for pitchers, by the way. This is for any position overhand throwing. So the idea was, this was introduced to me a long time ago by Ron Wolforth, and then was expanded on to me from Randy Sullivan, guys who are really smart in what they do and knowing the way that the body moves for pitching. And the way that they equated it to me was that the deceleration phase, the slowing down of the arm, is the most violent part of the entire throw, and it's also the most critical. So think about it this way. In the front of your shoulder, you've got your gas pedal. These are your accelerator muscles. As you're coming forward to throw, these muscles contract and they accelerate forward. And the back of your shoulder, after you've let go of it, are like the brakes for your arm. Well, no doubt about it, in today's game especially, everybody wants a bigger gas pedal. But what we're neglecting is the brakes on the back side. So we've got to make sure that we're doing everything we can to build that up. Now I'm going to go back to the tee and the ball. The reason that that's important is I've already talked to you about how easy it is for that shoulder to move around. Well, it's also very easy for it to create some problems. If the gas pedal is a lot bigger than the brakes, then as we start to accelerate forward, it will actually pull the shoulder forward. It'll pull the baseball forward and almost kind of start to try to dislocate off of the tee, out of that shoulder capsule. And it's your rotator muscles on the back of your shoulder that actually grab it and hold it in place and don't let it go anywhere. That's a good thing. So we got to make sure we're building that up. The other key to this, though, is that once we're done throwing the ball, we're taking a very high velocity arm and trying to slow it down in a very short period of time. I use this analogy with a lot of my players that I've used in the past. Let's say you've got a high performance sports car. Maybe it's your dream car, okay? And 200 some miles an hour. It's a Ferraris, Bugattis, those kind of cars, okay? And if I was in a situation right now where I had you out on the racetrack and I put you into that car, but I told you that this is the only time in your life you're going to ever have a chance to drive this car. Now, if you're going to know that this is the only shot, how fast are you going to go? But by the way, before you go, I wanted to let you know that the brakes in this car are absolutely horrible. Okay, it's like Fred Flintstone time for you guys who are as old as I am. You remember the Flintstones. That's how bad the brakes are, right? Now, how fast are you going to go? Well, the guys that are truthful about this, they all sit there and go, well, I'm not going to go very fast. And the idea is, well, why? And the thing is because I won't be able to stop. Well, if you can't stop, what will happen? I'm going to crash. Okay, very good point. Now, take the same scenario and say you're in that car, but right before you take off, hey, by the way, this car has the most unbelievable brakes ever known to man. Like NASA created them. They're unbelievable. You can stop like that. Now, how fast are you going to go? Well, everybody says I'm going to go fast. Why? because I'm going to be able to stop. And if I can stop, I'll be protected. I won't crash. And that's exactly the point that I want to make with this as well. The key here, though, is that we want to give our arm as much time as we can to slow down. You can go 70 down the highway, and as you're coming up on traffic that's stopped in front of you, if you wait till the very last minute and slam on the brakes, you'll stop. But if you do that every single time, eventually those brakes are going to wear out quick, and then you're going to crash. But if you can see a mile ahead of you that it's already stopped, you can start gradually slowing down. Those brakes will last forever. It's the same concept with your arm. After you've let go of the ball, then this arm is going to pronate down, so that's going to relax that bicep, so that's going to be good. And then as you start to finish and this arm travels, we want to bend at the waist and we want to rotate around our spine so that we can try to give our arm as much time as possible to slow down. Even microseconds matter, and that's going to help keep those brakes intact a lot longer. It's going to keep them from getting tired faster, wearing out faster, which is going to cause problems. If you've been told that I'm going to throw and I'm just going to stop right here, or I'm going to throw and I'm going to be standing straight up, that's like slamming on your brakes going 70 down the highway. It may work for a few throws, but eventually you're going to put yourself in a position where it's going to be of high risk. I'd hate to hear that situation happen to you. So as soon as you throw, we're bending at the waist, we're rotating around that spine as much as we can, trying to give our arm as much pathway as we can to slow down gradually. That's going to be the key to a longer, healthier, safer arm. And that's what I hope to have passed on to you in this video as well. So as always, if you've got questions, feel free to reach out. We're here for you. Want to see you succeed. But in any case, thanks for watching. See you down the road.